I've always believed in the bizarre and unexplainable, but nothing prepared me for the horror that lurks in the dead of night. It started subtly, almost unnoticeably, with a faint grinding noise under my bed, so faint I thought I was imagining it. But as the nights grew longer, the sound became my dreaded reality. Every night at exactly 3 a.m., time itself would seem to pause, the world outside my window frozen in an eerie stillness. There would be someone standing in my bedroom, door locked behind them, wondering where they were, like waking up from a coma. That's when it would begin. The grinding, not just any sound, but a bone-chilling, ear-splitting grind that seemed to echo from the very depths of a nightmare. It was then that I first saw it, the creature that lived under my bed. It was a thing of grotesque beauty, if such a thing can be called beautiful. Its body was long and sinewy, with arms that seemed too thin to support its weight, yet possessed a strength that defied logic. Its skin was a sickly shade of gray, almost translucent, stretched taut over its bony frame. But it was the mouth that terrified me most. Huge and gaping, filled with row upon rows of grinding teeth, so loud they made my eardrums feel like they would burst. The first time I saw it attack was the night it took Miss Henderson from next door. My room, bathed in a nightmarish glow of red and black, became its hunting ground. The creature moved with a ghastly grace, its gnarly arms reaching out from under my bed, ensnaring its victim in an iron grip. Miss Henderson didn't even have time to scream before she was pulled under, her body disappearing into the gaping maw of the beast. I could hear the sound of bones crushing, of flesh being ground into a sludge of blood and guts. It was a sound that would haunt my dreams, a reminder of the fate that awaited anyone unlucky enough to be its prey. The creature fed slowly, savoring its meal, and when it was done, there was nothing left of Miss Henderson, just a dark stain on the carpet and the lingering stench of death. Nights turned into weeks, and the creature's appetite grew. No one was safe. It didn't discriminate, young, old, good or bad. It didn't matter. Once the clock struck 3 a.m., the hunt began, and the grinding sound, that terrible grinding sound, was the last thing its victims ever heard. The creature's reign of terror became a part of my nightly existence, a dreadful ritual that no one could ever escape. I tried to warn others, but how do you convince someone of a monster under your bed without sounding insane? They dismissed my frantic warnings as ramblings of a disturbed mind, so I learned to live with my terrifying secret, a silent witness to the horrors that unfolded each night. As the creature claimed more victims, I noticed a disturbing pattern. It seemed to be getting stronger, its form more solid with each life it consumed. The once frail-looking creature now moved with a menacing purpose, its long arms more muscular and powerful. The grinding of its teeth was louder, more ferocious, as if it was reveling in its newfound strength. One night, I awoke to find my friend Lily in my room. I lay in my bed, petrified, as the familiar red and black haze filled the room. Time stood still, the world outside trapped in an unending moment. Lily's terrified screams echoed in my ears as the creature's arms snaked out from under my bed, its fingers like tendrils of death. In a flash, Lily was gone, pulled under by the relentless beast. The sound of her bones being crushed was a symphony of nightmares, a gruesome lullaby that played on repeat in my mind. When it was over, the creature retreated into the shadows, leaving behind a room splattered with the remnants of its feast. The nightmare continued, night after night, each attack more brutal than the last. The creature was insatiable, its hunger unquenchable. I tried everything to stop it, prayers, rituals, even attempting to barricade my bed, but nothing worked. It was as if the creature was bound to me, a dark entity that fed on my fear and despair. I began losing hope, the constant terror and helplessness chipping away at my sanity. Sleep became an elusive dream, replaced by endless nights of vigil, waiting for the inevitable horror to unfold. The grinding noise under my bed was now a constant companion, a grim reminder of the creature's presence. In my heart, I knew it was only a matter of time before it came for me. The creature was taking everyone I cared about, leaving me alone in a world where no one believed in the monster under my bed. But I knew the truth. I knew that when you hear the grinding noise, it's already too late. Your nightmare has just begun, and there is no escape from the creature that dwells in the darkness. As nights blurred into a constant stream of terror, a chilling realization dawned on me. It wasn't just a monster under my bed. I was a part of this nightmare. Each person who vanished had one thing in common. They were all connected to me. Friends, acquaintances, even distant relations. I had unknowingly led them into the jaws of death. I began to understand that I wasn't just a witness. I was the gatherer. It was as if the creature and I were bound by some unseen sinister force, like I was a puppet on strings. I was the bait that lured the victims to their end. The horror of my role in this nightmare consumed me. How many had I brought to their doom? How many lives had ended because of me? The weight of my guilt was crushing, an unbearable burden that I could no longer bear. In a desperate attempt to end the cycle, I decided to confront the creature. I stayed awake, waiting for the fateful hour. As the clock struck 3 a.m., the room plunged into a familiar red and black haze. Time froze, and the grinding began, louder and more menacing than ever. My little sister Ash appeared in my room. I screamed. I had enough. I stood from my bed in front of my sister, my heart pounding in my chest. The creature emerged, its massive form looming over me. Its eyes, dark and soulless, bore into mine. I felt a cold, paralyzing fear grip me, but I had to know the truth. "Why me?" I screamed into the void. "Why are you doing this?" The creature's response was a gruntle growl, a sound that seemed to come from the depths of hell itself. But in that growl, I heard the truth. It was a part of me, a manifestation of my deepest fears and darkest thoughts. I had created it, fed with my own terror. In that moment, I knew what I had to do. I had to face my fears, to confront the darkness within me. With a trembling body, I lunged at the creature. It grabbed me like I had seen it done so many times with the victims in my room. It looked into my eyes and let out a piercing scream, a sound that seemed to shatter the very fabric of reality. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, it vanished. The room returned to normal, the red and black haze dissipating into the night. My sister had vanished. I was alone, the grinding noise gone, replaced by a deafening silence. The creature was no more. I ran to my sister's room, and to my surprise, when I opened the door, she was fast asleep, like she was never in my room, never saw the creature under my bed. In the days that followed, I struggled to come to terms with what had happened. The creature was gone, but the memories remained, a haunting reminder of the nightmare I had lived through. I knew the creature would find a new puppet, a new person to feed its souls. So this is my warning. If you ever hear a grinding noise under your bed, remember to be brave and face it head on. And hopefully, it won't consume you. Thank you for listening to I Hear a Grinding Noise Under My Bed at 3 a.m. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like. And if you enjoy hearing stories from me, please subscribe and become a resident of Hill Street and let me know how I'm doing in the comments. And I hope all of you have a fantastic night.